Hi, so I'll be presenting on my own. Hopefully my partners and I will be able to find a time to meet next week. So the takeaways and the biggest aha moments for me from the reading were the following. So I was really impacted by the idea of focusing on a client's strengths from the beginning. So starting from assessment, having a strengths-based focus. Also, using a client's culture as a resource for healing, and using maybe what they already have and reinforcing that. So maybe they already have a coping skill, a self-help mechanism that it's working for them. It might be culturally based or religious. I also liked that we were given permission to interrupt a client in a respectful way, and asking their permission to interrupt them in order to stay on track when they have really long-winded explanations with too much detail. Also, acknowledging that some clients may not be open to sharing about spiritual practices and religious beliefs, especially if the dominant culture in general oppresses that religious belief or that culture. So acknowledging that and being aware of that. That some clients may not want to disclose that information. And it also may be a trauma if in general their religion has been devalued. Like, I could imagine having a Muslim client who's not willing to disclose that just because dominant culture in general has rejected and demonized the religion. Or deemed it a violent religion, or whatever the biases may be. Also getting informed about a client's era. So perhaps as a therapist, we may not be fully aware of a certain period of time where maybe we weren't alive yet, or we haven't studied history, and maybe in that particular, maybe they're from another country and we're just really not aware of what happened in their country, in their culture, in a particular time period. So being able to just research that later and then maybe revisit it with more knowledge is a possibility. And finally, I also found something that was really striking about childhood trauma, and learning how children turn off their danger sensors in order to survive abusive parenting or abusive caretaking, or abuse by their caretakers, and how those danger sensors may still be left turned off even when the abuser is no longer present, making them more vulnerable and easy targets, or easily re-victimized by others. So I could see that happening, and I recognized it once I read about it. So I found that pretty interesting. Also being aware that people could be getting support from their religious or spiritual communities. And I'll leave it at that. Thanks for listening.